half of our day one of the 2026 JRDA Open Division Playoffs. This tournament brought to you by, sponsored by Experience Columbia SC Sports, and we appreciate their sponsorship. I'm going to tell you who's going to be taking the track today for this game. In white, Columbia Junior Rollers, 007 Mad Danger, 011 Little Bit, 101 Soul Crusher, 11 Salt, 111 Tiny Takia, 12 Fright Bite, 124 Lightweight, 1373 Kick Puncher, 151 Clara Bear, 23 Bodacious, 241 Hippo, 399 Imp the Shrimp, 439 Slaya, 653 Shorty, 720 Hell's Bells, 7718 Go-Go, and 898 Izzy Bake Oven. And skating for Tampa in the dark jerseys with the pink accents, we have 007 Crusader, 1111 Crybaby, 12 Dasher, 14 Sonic, 1977 Stevie Kicks, 22 Rogue, 55 Hannibal Lecter, 626 Porcupine, 71 Troublemaker, 717 Candy Crush, 8008 Rocket Pop, 828 Pandemonium, 85 Ghost, 86 Hellstorm, 9 Goblin, 92 Attitude, 97 Mag Attack, and 98 Princess Charming. And that is Pandemonium taking on Slaya off the jammer line. Pandemonium at the front of the pack. Pandemonium does pick up lead, but woo, Slaya on the inside. Trying to catch up. Does surpass Pandemonium, trying to play a little defense. And Slaya on the inside does pick up the 4 points there. Pandemonium also picks up some points. Only 3 for Pandemonium. So after our first jam, 4 plays 3, I think. There you go. That whistle does take us into jam number 2. You're watching Goblin take on Saul. Woo! So this looked like Goblin's out of the pack, but did not pick up lead on that. And Tiny Takia with the start on there for Columbia does get out. That's Tiny Takia. Not scoreboard, that's Tiny Takia, not Salt. All kinds of bodies heading over to the penalty box. So Goblin being recycled here as Tiny Takia exits the pack out the front. That is four for Columbia. Oh, Tiny Takia makes that leap over the inside. Does pick up another 4 as Goblin is stuck in the pack here. Only 2 blockers out there. So 12-point run there for Columbia, puts him at 20. 4 points on the board for Tampa, brings him to 7. And that is Salt picking up the lead very quickly there for Columbia before the pivot line. That is Rocket Pop with the star on there for Tampa. Salt through quickly on the inside. Rocket Pop still looking for a way out of the pack on the initial. Salt looking for a way through on a scoring pass. Woo. Salt looking for a little help from Imp the Shrimp there. Imp able to push off one of the blockers, but not a lot of doing there. Crybaby has already gotten the star there for Tampa, but unable to put any points on the board that round. 8 points total there for Columbia, brings him to 28. Tampa unable to put any points on the board that round. That is an official timeout. Just had to rearrange a couple of positions there. So 28-7 in favor of Columbia as we head into the next jam. 25 minutes on the clock here. It's our first half for game number 3. And that's a little bit with the star on, picking up lead jammer status there for Columbia. Oh, on the inside, a little bit sneaking through, picks up 4. Princess Charming looking for the initial trip through. Does make it through. A little bit, slides into first base and calls it off, leaving 2 Tampa blockers in the box. Track advantage for the next jam goes to Columbia. That is Slaya back on the line again, facing off against Goblin, and Slaya through again. Lead jammer status, Columbia. Columbia on a roll here with lead jammer statuses. Slaya comes in for a scoring trip, but gets a little recycle back. Now finds a way through. Does pick up 4. And we do have had a star pass here to Crybaby for Tampa. So Crybaby looking for an exit out of that tough Columbia defense. Meanwhile, Slaya picks up an additional 4. Slaya getting a nice one-on-one contest there with attitude. And Crybaby getting recycled back as well here by Go-Go. Woo! All kinds of bodies in there. Okay. Crybaby will actually head to the infield, and Slaya out of the pack for 4. Slaya on the inside picks up 4, and that's the initial pass there for Crybaby. So Slaya is going to get through the pack, call that off, keeping Tampa scoreless. That's a 19-point run there for Columbia. Ticking down to right at 22 minutes here. It's our first half. That is Tiny Takia taking on Pandemonium. Pandemonium exits the pack very quickly. Both jammers in on a scoring trip. Pandemonium out of the pack, picks up 4. Tiny Takia now getting a little assist, trying to get through the pack, and does so. 4 points apiece. Woo! And I think that was Pandemonium that picked up that forearm.
Margo, power!
Yep. So 4-6 in favor of Tampa on that jam. But Pandemonium will have a seat in the penalty box to start off the next one. Columbia with the power start. So Columbia electing to put Salt on the line for this power start. And Salt battles way through, does pick up lead jammer status. Him trying to break up that tripod to get Salt through. Nice on the inside. Salt gets out for another 4. Pandemonium released from the penalty box, engaging with the pack. Woo. Got a small equipment malfunction here. Pandemonium fixes it, gets up. Salt trying to run a little defense there on the way around the track. But we'll eventually call it off there. 12-point run there for Columbia. Puts them at 71. Tampa 13. 19 minutes on the clock. A little bit facing off against Rocket Pop. Sorry. Woo. So a little bit throwing a fit here, trying to get past the defense. Tampa reformed in front. Meanwhile, Rocket Pop at the front of the pack. Nice assist there. I'm going to call this out. Go, go. And a little bit out of the pack after a tremendous battle. And Rocket Pop will head to the penalty box for a 30-second timeout. A little bit now through. Four points on the board so far for a little bit. We're going to call that off, leaving the jammer sitting in the box for Tampa. So this is going to be a power start for Columbia. Columbia is electing to put Slaya on the line. Yeah, hip slid over. Just to play it safe, Slaya's going to go back. Because I think a hip may have slid over the line. And Rocket Pop out of the pack on the initial. So Tampa will start this with a track advantage with two blockers in the box there for Columbia. Woo! Wow. Very nice footwork there by Tiny Takia. Princess Charming with the star on here for Tampa. Princess Charming out now. Columbia with three in the box. Tiny Takia is going to pick up three there and call it off. That brings Columbia at 82, Tampa 13. 15 minutes left on the clock here. This is our first half. Of course, the winner of this game will play the winner of the next game at 2 p.m. tomorrow. The other team will play the loser of the next game at noon tomorrow. Pandemonium with the star on quickly through the pack.
Get together, make a wall.
So Pandemonium already threw for four. We've had a star pass here for Columbia. It's Mad Danger, I think, with the star there. Pandemonium now through for four.
Defense! Defense! Kenzie, you're one! Kenzie, you're one! Send one! Send one!
Pack is glommed up right here at turn one. Pandemonium gets a recycle back. Mad Danger not finding a way through on the initial. All the bodies piled up. Pandemonium gets a shoulder tap and will be recycled again. Mad Danger trying to get a little assist there from Hippo. Both will be tapped out of bounds and recycled. So Pandemonium does get out again for another 4. Panda working at the front of the pack. Mad Danger gets a recycle back. And that jam will come to a close. Looking at our jam ref's hands, it looks like that was a 16-point run for Tampa. Brings them to 29. Columbia sits at 82. 12 minutes, 15 seconds left on the clock here in our first half. And a little bit around the outside. Picks up lead jammer status there for Columbia. And again around the outside. A little bit with 4. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So a little bit shaking off the defenders one after the other. Gets through the pack. Woo! All kinds of bodies bumping around in there, but a little bit emerges successfully. 4 additional points on the board. A nice little hop there over the apex, puts another 4 on the board. Columbia looking at the 100-point mark. And through the pack. Picks up the 4 and calls it. That puts Columbia at 102. That whistle will take us into jam number 13. Slaya taking on Pandemonium off that jammer line. Only 10 minutes left on the clock here for their first half. Both defenses just hanging on to the tripod, but there's Slaya managing to shake off the last defender, and Pandemonium also out of the pack. Woo! Oh my goodness. 1 foot. That's a tough, it's concrete. It's tough. Tough on the hips. 3 points on that last pass for Columbia. Brings them to 105. Tampa sits at 29. We're at 9 minutes, 23 seconds left on the clock. And that is Tiny Takia with the star on for Columbia up the inside line. Picks up lead jammer status. Prince is Charming with the star. Looking to pass it off, and that is Tiny Takia over the apex, puts on 4. We have had a successful star pass there to Attitude. But Tiny Takia just putting points on the board. Kia with 4 more points, 12 so far. Just want to remind everyone here in the venue that our code of conduct applies to everyone, including the audience members. So let's keep our language to the rated G. Thank you. So we have Salt taking on Rocket Pop, and it's Salt out of the pack first. Rocket Pop will have a seat in the penalty box. This is a power jam for Salt.
Another one.
Salt through the middle of that pack, picks up 4. So Salt is working against that defense back and forth, try to get one more pass in. There's Rocket Pop. Back on the track now from the penalty box. Getting a little assist there from Troublemaker, I think that is. Pack now moving around the apex between 3 and 4. Salt will get a little recycle back. Rocket Pop finally exiting the pack on the initial trip. So Salt puts up an extra 4 there. And that jam will be called. 12 points on the board there for Columbia. Holding Tampa scoreless. We're at 5.5 minutes left here in our first half.
I love you, Go-Go. I love you, Oliver. I love you, Smash.
That looks like a little bit taking on Goblin off the jammer line.
Slow it down. Slow it down.
Both teams putting up very tough tripods. Jammer's unable to shake off the defenders, but there comes a little bit. One blocker to beat. And is out of the pack first as lead Jammer. And a little bit sneaks around on the inside as everybody's distracted by the star pass. Princess Charming now with the star in hand. Woo! Wow, all kinds of people flying around in there. Looks like a little bit got out of the pack for 4. Woo! A little bit, one blocker to beat. Think Goblin got a little hip there on a little bit, but a little bit withstood it. Now comes around again to enter the pack. A little bit on a 16-point run so far. Princess Charming unable to shake off that Columbia defense. Now both jammers stuck in the defense. Nice job there by Hippo trying to break up the tripod. Finally, a little bit shakes him off. And that jam will come to a close. 20-point run there for a little bit. Brings Columbia to 149. Tampa, 29. We're at 3 minutes left in this first half. Leaping over the inside apex. Does pick up lead jammer status. Pandemonium with the star on there for Tampa. Still looking to get out of the defense on the initial trip. Tampa sets up for Slayas coming in here. Slaya manages to find a seam and get out. Everyone collapses on the pack to help Pandemonium get out. But Pandemonium is having an equipment issue. So we'll take a little sit in the infield. Yep, there we go. So wise move. Pandemonium has a technical difficulty. Passes off the star to Crybaby. Meanwhile, Slaya is going to go ahead and go around and get some more points. And we'll go ahead and call that jam before Crybaby can get in. So 1.5 minutes left on the clock. 8 points there for Columbia. And that is Tiny Takia taking on Rocket Pop, and Tiny Takia making a quick move to the inside, shakes off the blockers, gets out. Now coming straight at the seams, gets through. Rocket Pop still looking for the initial trip. Takia hit out of bounds, but we were recycled just to the pivot line. Tampa trying to keep a hip on Takia as Takia comes through. Rocket Pop will head to the penalty box for head block. So it is a power jam here for Tiny Takia. And Takia will go ahead and call that off. I think an additional 4 we put on the board there. Or is it just 4? Apologies. So I believe we are going to head into intermission. So intermission will end with one of our jammers in the box and one blocker in the box. Want to make sure that you have an opportunity to go visit our concessions and visit the bake sale by Columbia Junior Rollers right at the back of the venue. Stretch your legs, get a fresh beverage, and come back for the second half of Columbia Junior Rollers taking on Tampa Bay Junior Derby. Just over a 2-minute warning here. We are doing the gear check for half number 2. Of course, if you are joining us on the stream, we have Columbia wearing the white jerseys with the red accents and the royal pants. And Tampa Bay Junior Derby wearing black jerseys with the pink accents. Also want to give a shout for all of the officials who are volunteering to be here with us right now. That's Cinnamon, Dr. Pickles, Hollandaise, Yoshi Cutton, Misery Chop, Mac Attack, Mingus, Skittles, Darby, Juke and Jawbreaker, Cinnamon, General Lee Wong, Lemon Stinger, Block Mage, Cope, Pack Daddy, Weblinks, Hannibal Reffer, and Little King Trashmouth. And just taking a look at the penalties, we're pretty even. No one in deep trouble. One skater with 4 on the Tampa side. There were a lot of people going to the penalty box, but they were even out. Really like to give a thank you, a warm, heartfelt thank you to Experience Columbia SC Sports, who have sponsored this tournament. If you're in venue, don't forget to stop by Flower and Flora. Embrace your senses with products that nourish your skin, but also products that make your personal space somewhere to relax and recharge. And that rolling whistle tells us that we're getting ready to head into the second half. Remember that Rocket Pop was having a seat in the penalty box as we headed into intermission. This will be a power start for Columbia. And that is a little bit taking the star there for Columbia. And makes it out of the pack very quickly there by the pivot line. Woo! One-footed backwards. A little bit through the pack already, 4 points on the board. Gonna try to take advantage of this power jam right here. Columbia with track advantage and the power jam. A little bit now coming in around turn number 3 there. Gets a little shoulder tap. Recovers. And now Rocket Pop back in to the throws. A little bit finally shaking off the last defender. Gets out. That's a scoring pass. 12 on the board so far. Woo! Just over a minute and a half on that first jam. Don't forget, we have one more game after this one tonight at 5 p.m. local time. We'll have Rome Junior Roller Derby taking on Savannah. All right, fresh bodies on the track for this next jam. And that whistle will take us into jam number 2. A little bit back on the line. That's Goblin wearing the star for Tampa. Gets a little shoulder tap out of bounds.
Stay wide.
A little bit. Rolls out of bounds. Will be recycled back. Oh, nope. Not that far. Because Attitude will pick up that penalty. So it looks like our jam refs are saying 4 for Columbia. That is Slaya taking on Pandemonium. Slaya through backwards. Pandemonium also out of the pack. Both jammers racing around the track. Oh my goodness. Slaya hops over the inside apex, picks up the 4 and calls it. Just keep Tampa scoreless for that jam. 190-29 in favor of Columbia. Just under 27 minutes here in our second half. Tiny Takia on the line there for Columbia. Woo, my goodness. Big hit there by Candy Crush. Takia is out of the pack there. That's lead jammer status for Columbia once again. Hannibal Lecter is the jammer of record here for Tampa. Coming into the defense.
Wall. Stay wide.
Whew. And Takia manages to shake off the last of those blockers and get out of the pack. Lecter's still trying to get through the pack on the initial. Columbia's locked down the tripod. So Hannibal Lecter passing off the star to Crybaby, but Tiny Takia just racking up the points. In the meantime, Takia did take Columbia over the 200-point mark with a 16-point jam so far. Takia through again for another 4. Crybaby looking for a way out of the pack. I think that was Crybaby that picked up the multiplayer. I think Crybaby will head to the penalty box as the jammer of record. This will be a power start for Columbia. Yeah, I think we're going to reset a little bit here. So we do have a little confirmation here. That is Crybaby headed to the penalty box as the jammer of record. Confirmed. So Columbia has elected to put Salt on the line for this power start. Woo. Little pile up and Salt manages to take advantage. Swing around the outside. Pick up lead jammer status there for Columbia. Woo. Everybody just falling all over the place inside that pack. But Salt manages to stay upright. Exits the pack, picks up another 4. So Salt with another 4. Crybaby pops up out of that penalty box. Is already through on the initial. So Salt's going to go ahead and call it, but I think was able to pick up a few more points there. 2, looks like. 2 or 3. So 10-point run there for Columbia puts them at 224. Tampa at 29. 23 minutes left on the clock here in our second half. That whistle takes us into jam number 6. Wow, a little bit. Very quickly out of the pack, picks up lead jammer status. Woo! Nice little dodge there. Shoulder fake, gets a little bit out. And again, around the outside, a little bit finds the lane. Pack is really held up here between the jammer and pivot lines. A little bit getting a little tap into the infield will be recycled. We have had a star pass now on Tampa to Attitude. So a little bit through again for another 4. So bunches of blockers to the box now. As a little bit puts up another 4. A little bit through again. Content to just keep running it. Attitude does make it out of the pack on the end. Oh my goodness. A little bit. Does the jump, lands it. Now laps Attitude. Gonna try to play a little defense. Columbia just happy to take some time off the clock. That was a 32-point jam, a 32-point jam. That goes down as the highest jam so far. $20 minutes, 20 seconds left on the clock here. Goblin taking on Bodacious. Bodacious. Goblin gets a big recycle way back to turn number 4. Bodacious at the front of the pack. Bodacious will head to the penalty box for a sit down. Goblin still working to get through on the initial. Goblin's going to get a little assist there from some blockers. But Columbia doing a good job of keeping the front of the pack secure. And Goblin will head, nope. So that was enough of a drawback to give Goblin a little space to make it through the pack now. That's a scoring pass for Goblin. So 4 points on the board for Tampa. Goblin almost through, but has to be recycled. Bodacious now out of the penalty box, engaging with that pack. So we'll see how our jammers can do here for the remainder of this jam. We will go the full 2 minutes. Bodacious through on a scoring trip. I think 3 additional for Tampa, 4 for Columbia. Gonna wait for our jam refs to confirm that with the scoreboard operators. We do have an official timeout being called. During our breaks today, you want to make sure you get to check out Chicken Man, who's back at the venue. Chicken Man is a local Columbia artist and also made our MVPs today. So we appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Let's go, Em.
And that whistle will take us into jam number 8. Slaya taking on Pandemonium. It's Slaya out of the pack first. Pandemonium with a little hop and a skip, also out of the pack. Both jammers eligible to put points on the board. They're coming in fast. Woo! Now Slaya on the outside calls it off. I think our jam ref is just confirming to make sure that three put on the board for Columbia. 17 minutes left on the clock.
Come on, Dasher!
So we are looking at Dasher taking on Tiny Takia off that jammer line. Takia up the inside, does pick up lead. Dasher still trying to shake off that Columbia defense. Crybaby trying to get a little assist. But Columbia able to reform. Takia on the inside. Dasher does get out. That's the initial trip for Dasher, but Takia is putting points on the board. And Takia's through. Calls it off, I think, before Dasher can put any on the board. Does pick up a full 4 on that trip. So I think I'm hearing team timeout. That's correct. Tampa calling that timeout. That gives me opportunity to remind you that Derby City Skates offers a full line of skates, boots, wheels, bearings, plates, gear, and everything you need to get your derby on. We also offer in-house mounting. .15 minutes, 45 seconds left on the clock here in our second half. we have Salt. He will pick up a forearm before exiting the pack, or no, cut. I'm sorry, a cut track before exiting the pack. Pandemonium with the star arm for Tampa has an opportunity to pick up lead here. But Columbia is getting out in front. Lots of bodies in and out of the penalty box. Pandemonium does pick up that lead.
Work together. Jammer standing. Jammer is standing.
And Pandemonium finds the outside. Does pick up 4.
Watch the inside. Come on, guys. You got the team.
All right, both jammers now in the middle of that pack. And Salt's able to exit the penalty box and get through the pack. That's the initial. Pandemonium's going to pick up the extra points and call it. We're taking down to 14 minutes and 15 seconds left here in our second half. That's a little bit
Come on, Trouble. You got it. Pull them apart.
taking on Troublemaker.
Let's go.
Both jammers getting a little offensive assist, but no one able to just break up the pack tremendously. A little bit now coming in to the tripod. Getting an escort out of bounds. Candy Crush will head to the penalty box for that one. Meanwhile, Troublemaker still looking to get out of the pack on the initial. We're at the far straightaway at this point. Really nice star pass there. So that's 4 total for Columbia. Looks like this went into an official review. Called by Tampa, it looks like.
All right, we had our official review requested by Tampa on a Columbia jammer stepping out of bounds. After review, no call will still stand. Official review is lost.
All right, we can get some more information, we will. But we will head into this jam, and we know that the official review will not be retained. Pandemonium is taking on Bodacious, but Bodacious quickly picks up that lead jammer status. Now coming in quickly. Oh no, it will be a forearm assessed to but Pandemonium. That leaves Bodacious on the track. Picking up points. 4 points so far. Tampa tried to set up some defense, but Columbia is all over them, trying to break them up. Bodacious does get out of the pack, picks up 4. Bodacious in there trying to break up the tripod, getting a little assist. Tampa defense is not making it easy for Bodacious. Oh no. That'll be Pandemonium back into the box. 2 power jams in a row here for Bodacious. And Bodacious will go ahead and call that off, leaving Pandemonium sitting in the box to begin this next jam. Just under 11 minutes here. Don't forget, after this game, we will be giving MVP awards. So you'll definitely want to stick around for that. Columbia putting Slaya out there for the jammer of record for this power start. Slaya now out of the pack, does pick up that lead jammer status. Pandemonium now out of the out of the penalty box, trying to engage with that pack. Get a little recycle back from Takia. Woo! Oh my goodness. 2 hands is a no-no. 1 hand is okay. 2 hands, no. Woo! Everybody falling everywhere. But Slaya mostly staying upright. Gets a little tap into the infield. Everybody being recycled all the way. Slaya withstands a couple of hits and does get out, and Pandemonium will head back to the box. That's 3 jammer penalties in this jam. Woo, and Slaya out. And that jam comes to a close. Looks like we have points on both our jam refs' hands. All right, so Jammer swap out there. Slaya's in the box now. Pandemonium's been released. Lead is available if... Yeah, that was a low block there for Columbia. Now Pandemonium has lead, but Slaya now out of the box. Engaging with that pack now on the initial. Slaya now out. Pandemonium engaging with the pack on a scoring trip. Slaya looking for a way through. This is a scoring trip. And a cut track will be assessed to Slaya. So this is a power jam for Pandemonium. Oh no. Nope. Both jammers in the box, so we'll swap it out. This jam will go the full 2 minutes. They were so close in time that both jammers almost released at the exact same moment. Pandemonium on the toe stops, gets out, picks up 4. And that jam will come to a close. That is a 12-point run there for Tampa, 15-point run for Tampa. 4 points for Columbia. That brings us 299 to 57 with 50 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock. So we do have an official timeout. We're going to take a look at our penalties again. That's what our official timeout is about. Don't forget that all of our teams today have brought some merch for you to buy. You want to make sure you get a nice souvenir from the JRDA Open Division Playoffs. Check out our merch booth. Tiny Takia taking on Goblin off that jammer line. Both get driven out of bounds. But it's Takia that finds a way through the outside. Does make it lead jammer status. Goblin looking to get out on the initial. Wow, Tiny Takia had been designated as lead, but recycled just to make sure. Goblin going to try to get in there and run a little interference. The Takia is able to withstand it. Takia takes Columbia over the 300-point mark. Woo! Didn't quite land it, almost. Both jammers getting a little invitation into the infield. Now Goblins on the outfield.
Just hold. Just hold.
It's picking up a little bit of, would you need some medics? Alrighty. Once again, really appreciate those medical officials taking care of our skaters today. 3 minutes, 46 seconds on the clock as we head into this next jam. That is Salt taking on Pandemonium. It's Salt pushing up that middle and gets out of the pack first. But Pandemonium also out of the pack. Woo, baby. Salt in very quickly. Calling it off. Does pick up 2 points on that one. 3 minutes, 14 seconds left on the clock. Godwin, and will pick up a cut really fast through there, but Little Bit is the one who picks up the lead jammer status, now out of the pack. Goblin's going to have a little seat in the penalty box as Little Bit takes on this power jam. Little Bit able to withstand every hit, exit the pack. Does pick up the full 4 for that. A little bit coming in, finding a little resistance there. I think that was Ghost. Trying to hang on a little bit, but a little bit manages to shake it off, withstands the hits. Woo! A little apex hop there for a little bit. Here comes Goblin out of the penalty box, now engaging with that Columbia defense. Whew. Columbia is content to just let that clock run down. So Attitude will head to the penalty box. That leaves a little bit only contending with the ones. All kinds of things happening out there. No pack call. Will allow a little space to get out of the pack and pick up an additional 4. 16-point run so far for a little bit. Wow, can't believe a little bit stayed upright on that one. And that jam will tick down to a close. 21-point run for that jam. Tampa unable to put any on the board for that jam. Does look like we've got time for one more jam. And Slaya wearing the star for Columbia out of the pack. That is Pandemonium with the star on for Tampa. Withstands the hit, gets out of the pack. Slaya with 1 to beat and makes it out. Believably stays in bounds. And we'll call it off. And I think we have an unofficial score. So we want to wait till everybody confirms the score before we step trackside. Our unofficial score is 3-3-9 Columbia, 58 Tampa. And there you have it. We now have our final score. Congratulations to both teams for putting it all out there. We will be doing MVPs. Do not forget, we will be doing MVPs.